Hi you guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. I am here today to show you a completed sewing book journal that I made. I did it all on my own, no videos along with it. So I thought I would just show you the measurements. It's 8 inches this way and 10 this way. The spine is about 2 1/4. But my goodness, you guys, this part is about 4 1/2. And you know, it's funny when you take out most of the pages in one of these things and you still end up with more than what fits. I don't know. So I have little bits coming out here and there. It has a fabric closure. There's the bottom, little bits coming out. I tried to make it so that there wasn't so much coming out of the bottom that it couldn't be sat on a shelf. And this is one that is like a double. It's really long. So once you tie it in a bow, if you take the long bits left over, you can gently tie it into another bow. And I just had it kind of loose, but so it just kind of gives it a lot of, I don't know, fun to look at. I do not know where I got this fabric. I'm pretty sure it was gifted to me, but I don't remember who from. So if that was you, thank you so much. It worked perfectly for the spine and for the closure. All right. So here I added a little flower to cover up where I attached this. This is an old snap, and I tried to use it as a grommet, but the grommet wasn't long enough, that part. So I did all kinds of things to make it work. And then there was a hole, and I just decided to cover it on both sides with the same thing. I didn't put any pocket here because by the time I finished on both sides, by the time I finished, it was just too full. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. These came with the sewing book, and so I left all of them in there. So all of these are original to this book. The copyright is 1971. I thought it was 74, but it's 71. And it has so many colors and I don't know, lots of fun, you know, illustrations and things like that. I used lots of envelopes. I tried to use up a bunch of my envelopes. And then I used an old Stitch and Sew magazine and clipped out a whole bunch of, you know, ads or whatever, patterns from a Stitch and Sew. And I did some stamping. I had a little bit of 8x8 sewing paper, so that's kind of here and there throughout. And some of it you can tell it's sewing paper, sewing themed paper, and some of it you can't. And then these images all came from a Simplicity, I think Simplicity calendar. And then, you know, when you open up a calendar, it makes the dates, you know, on the other side are going to be right side up when you flip the calendar. But since it's like that, then the numbers are upside down. But I thought that was fine, so I left it. These are actual pages then from the sewing book. This is just a stamped image. And then I cut some things out from the sewing book to decorate the pocket. And here, I made these flashcards myself, and then I did this around the edge myself with a pen. Oops, I think I missed. Then another envelope here, and then this one has a lady on it. Embroidered shawl, all from that same Stitch and Sew. Added a cluster down here with a thimble charm, and that I've had forever, and I have no idea where it came from. Stamping. Another image from the calendar. So this is from the sewing book. I went through and, you know, cut things out. Isn't she cool? Actually, it reminds me of when I was a kid. I do this all the time. I think something and then I pull it back out. So what this reminds me of is Cher when I was a kid. I remember being, the Sonny and Cher show was on. And I remember just being so enamored with the way she looked. And that's what that reminds me of. Better make sure I'm in camera. Okay. This is from a vintage needle book. And I did a lot of the hand stitching with the pen around a lot of things. A little fabric cluster. Here's some more page from the sewing book, and then this guy, isn't he funny? Oh, he's looking good. Some vintage fabric. Again, I think this was gifted to me. It's really cool. I don't know who from. And then I just made a journaling card out of one of the pages, and I tried to bring all the colors together. Aren't these great? And then I switched the sewing machine thread, so there's blue, orange, purple, brown, black, lots of colors all throughout. This is another thing that I cut out from the sewing book itself. These girls were a digital. I don't remember the name of the Etsy shop that I got them from because I got them like, I don't know, well over a year ago. This I got from Hobby Lobby. Another, you know, page from the book. And then another one of the flashcards that I made myself. And then this is scrapbook paper that I just fussy cut to make that side tuck. Fussy cuts from the book. And then this is pages from the book, and then an image from the book. And then this was an ad that was in the book, and I made a, you know, a tight, tall journaling card out of it, or tag. I don't know which one to call it. Another one of these. There is beauty in simplicity. And then a flip here. Little fabric at the top. I did some stickers that say sew. A fabric flip, and it got folded over when I closed the journal the last time, apparently. But is that not perfect? I mean, look at that. I do not know who gave me this fabric, but again, thank you so much. If it looks familiar to you, I mean, I couldn't have asked for better options. So it's really cool. Another thimble from the sewing book. This was another ad that was in the sewing book. Oh, it is for the sewing book itself. And then I did a really big journaling card out of a Simplicity pattern envelope. So this one's a real one. And I just covered it with paper. So you can see the little torn parts and stuff like that. I tried to glue it down real good to make sure it doesn't tear anymore. And then I sewed these together to make a pocket. And I added some. When I did this, you know, in different places in the journal, I sewed them together, but I also reinforced them on the side so that they wouldn't be too fragile to be able to pull things in and out. And then I have it in as far as it'll go so that it looks, you know, like it's not really there. It looks like kind of a decoration on the page rather than a journaling card in the pocket. And then on the back side, there's an up tuck. Here's another fabulous guy for you. He's looking good. Isn't that fun, this house? Could do that with scrapbook paper. I took a piece of fabric and put it on, you know, just the corner. Make today count. Another little flip. Page from the book, and this is an actual rickrack, and you know, like you buy rickrack and it, or the old rickrack, and it has this wrapped around, and I just opened it all the way up and made a tag out of it, added the label and the girl sewed around. Well, this time I've got a little set of scissors. And again, I don't know where they came from. Look at those pockets. Isn't that fun? She's like, oh my goodness, look at those pockets. Those would be fun to fill in. I used to do a lot of cross stitching, and sometimes to help me visually, I would, because I did the cross stitch without the pattern on the Aida cloth. I just did, you know, following a pattern. And so sometimes to help my eyes, I would color the pattern in a little bit to make it easier for me to read. These are a couple of pages from a journal, a Simplicity journal, and I just glued them together. I have belly band here. So lots of bright colors. this. There's a toilet back here. It's those toilet covers. Toilet seat covers. This one is a little thing of thread. This one is a fabric flip. Isn't, you know, so when, in looking back at all this, the women's fashions to me are fabulous. But when you look at the men's fashions, they're not so much, if you ask me. Oh, another set of scissors down there. This said Hallmark right there, and so I covered it with a sticker. Little pocket here. I wanted to let the train still show. This is really old. It was falling apart. I had to clean it up. You can see some of the torn, but I mean, it's really old. Another one of the made it myself flashcards. These are wall stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree. Have you guys seen them yet? I'm sure somebody's been showing them. I'm sorry, I'm just going to show them to you guys real quick. They have these at the Dollar Tree, and they have it where they have the wall stickers. And it's two sides. Main Street Wall Creations. Aren't those great? So, anyway. Again, these are vintage. All the ones that have this darker paper. It's all from that one Stitch and Sew. And I don't know what the year is, but I mean, it looks like the 60s to me, but I don't know for sure. I didn't think to look before I started cutting it up. There's thread on this fabric here. And then I put in a recipe card with a little cluster. And another one. Big old flower here just for fun. And then these are from sewing needles also, but they're just photocopies, and I stitched around with a pen. They could probably also go like that. It might be better. I don't know. I'm not sure. No, probably not. Little flap here. Create the future. I was trying to go funky with this. I hope it's funky. When you guys are looking at it, I hope you think funky, because that was my goal. Don't forget to fly. Again, a needle book that's a photocopy. I didn't see any copyright information on those needle books, so they're pretty old. I don't know. We're almost to the end. Doesn't quite match the fashions, but you know, it matches the theme, right? I used this twice. I was running out when I got to the end of the journal. I was like, okay, I've used everything that I have, so. Isn't that fun? Okay, and that's it. So there we go. I hope you guys like it. It was fun to make. I've never done a sewing. Well, I did a quilt journal once. Maybe I've done a sewing. I don't remember. I think I've only done a quilt one. But I've got several of these 3-ring binder things, and I was like, you know, you really need to start using them. So that is why I made this one. I have 2 more, not of this style, but I have 2 more. And I have a garden one, and I have, I don't know, 3 kitchen ones. I don't need to buy any more, do I? I need to make them. So you can leave it so that all this is hanging out. It's just, you know, whichever tickles your fancy, or you can tie it again. When I was making these, I was thinking, oh, I'm not sure how long it needs to be, but I don't know, maybe a little longer than it needed. But if you do the double bow, then it works out. So there we go. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and it did sell already, so don't look in my Etsy shop because it's not there. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.